Go Beaver! Away!
The 7th edition of the HL Nations Cup, and we are on to week 2 where we have the Russians against the Danish. We are starting off on CP Galiwash, and after that it will be Copeland.
Hopefully. Both these teams are pretty strong. They're presumably the two favourites in this group. I believe 3 of the teams in this group get to go through, so yeah, it should be a fun one, and we might get to see some players we haven't seen for quite a while actually. But we are going to go live here. So starting off on Gullywash, we have Denmark in the red, and we have Russia in the blue, and this is Highlander Nations Cup number 7, 2021.
Open up the curtains as we will see who will be fastest here. You can compare that to a Six's rollouts. Pluha is in his own respective side, getting bombed right there by Tops. Ultimately though, getting cleaned up. Big step from Big Man onto Potato, who's tagged up as Kartoffel or Catfall as a Danish little wordplay right there, but they're getting brute forced out all the way on the side of the Danish, and the Russians have claimed this round so far, and the first mid goes their way.
Yeah, they've got enough players here that they are going to be able to hold second. Just a little bit more aggression coming out of the Russian side, and as soon as you get across the point on Gullywash, it is often curtains for the enemy team unless you can clean them up pretty fast. But they, as we say, they've managed to smuggle enough players out, so they are going to be able to hold up in second. Both teams coming up to 100% Uber now, so you know, classic little bit of a Gullywash style.
Already getting your Resident Sleeper emotes maybe a bit on point, but the picks came in there from Fox onto the enemy Spider, I think, Spionage, or countering that intelligence of the enemy James Bond. Lightclaw also falling down, but nothing once again happening. It looked like they wanted to take an exchange, but right now we only have 2 snipers staring each other down and slow peeking each other.
Yeah, not an awful lot happening, obviously. Got a couple of picks with Denmark, but when it's the spy and the scout, you know, that only gives you so much space. Now we can get the spy going down from the Danish side, so you know, again, all that really changes. The Russian don't have to turn around for another 10 seconds or so.
I love how the Russians rotated into the Victor area to give all the space to Broken as he is abusing the sideline, but Tops is behind. He gets the force out of the medic. He was waiting there so very much dangerously, and they didn't even see him, yet he bombed in, forced the medic, got the ultimate frag onto that sniper, but that was the only pick they claimed so far, and lost 4 players on their own side, the Danish.
Yeah, the Russian flag doing an excellent job there of pressuring through the choke point, while obviously the heels were rotated to the big door, so there's a lot of openings, and it was just very, very well coordinated. They got a call, you know, the trade wasn't good for them on the combo side, but the flag just you know, walked through choke very, very easily, got enough frags, and they were able to take second off at least.
Right now they are tippy-toeing around this river area and once again give the support to their own sniper, get him into a juicy and potent position right now, fully buffed. Still a little Uber advantage as well, 20%. Do they have the eyes on that? It seems like they want to go, they want to give a peeky onto the medic, going to crack the skull open. That's an infinite Uber advantage, going to pop it in right now, saving the heavy as well with that re-flash. Everyone is going to flat on the point, but the flank not fast enough. Early, strong showing of that aggression. This miraculous sniper shot.
Yeah, crazy from Broken, just pulling out that classic Thalash Gullywash snipe that we've often seen. There's not that many places you can hide on a medic. You know, I don't think the medic was out of position by any means, but it just comes down to an amazing sniper shot, and very well converted off the back of it as well. Just took the Ubu straight away. Easy 1-0.
Definitely. Dr. Phil right now is trying to get his pills out on his own side. He was a bit faster there than Pluha, but it didn't really matter since no player is going down so far. Only Tops is struggling a bit around onto 9 HP though. Right now the players are going to fall down since they're waiting for their own pick class to get something, but the frags then again went on the side of the Russians from the Danish side, from the Danish flank, and the soldiers behind Tops claimed Pahan there. The Danish pick class has got a lot of frags, but the Russian flank is going to equalize things. It's so insane to see. One team is trusting in their pick classes and the other one in their flank classes.
Yeah, well, that was an interesting one again. Like, both the teams were just so passive in their own choke. And no aggression across the point at all, but straight away we see the Denmark flank come in, make a play, and then immediately Lightclaw comes in with the flank from the Russian side, picks up the medic. Py-bun did go down a little bit earlier, so it's going to be a bit of an Uber ad, but obviously with Denmark having control of the midpoint, that Uber is going to be relatively difficult to push off. As long as Denmark are in a decent position, they're going to have to, walk into a sniper sight line with just a 20% ad is a big tall order.
And again, we had both spies going down, nothing really to achieve here. All these players have their headphones turned on and don't have loud Russian music pumping in the background, which sometimes messes up your hearability, but both spies were found out. The snipers are once again staring each other down. Little Uber advantage once again for Py-bun. It is so negligible this time around, though, only 5%, not really anything to be achieved out of that. Wigman is going to sneak through the big door side, and we see this juxtaposition of the combos. One combo is holding in, the Russian combo is holding in their own choke, and the Danish combo is holding more on the big door side. Yet Dr. Phil is trying to control this without heals right now. Yet again, Broken opening up this point a little bit.
Yeah, it's literally all Broken right now. He seems to be the only gamer doing something, but we do see an Uber coming in now, which took a lot of damage before. I mean, Fluho isn't in the Uber at all, but so many players have gone down on the Danish side of the backlines.
The pick also came in from Wigman. You called out the sniper, but there's also a secondary pick class. I think he got the drop there onto the Danish medic.
Yeah, so obviously, again, it's just a case of, the Russians playing around, just playing very patient, just waiting around. That pick class comes in, and then immediately they just pop in the Uber, get as much space as they can, and it wasn't the best Uber at all, but even off the back of it, Py-bun's been able to retain a slight Uber advantage. They are trying to walk through big door now, but they're taking a lot of damage. The stickies on the ground that Walker has to deal with, and we'll see now whether they've got enough picks that they could keep going, but a lot of players down on either side. It's kind of ropey here for Russia right now.
It is really strange to see why they did not commit more there. Lightclaw was on the medic. I was already seeing very bad things going to happen to the Danish side, since they stood on a low ground with their pants down, had Uber disadvantage, and the entirety of the Russian combo claimed the big door side there. Maybe the coordination was not on, but right now Blue is going to walk in for free. Wigman once again onto the Danish medic. Ippy falling down right there. The Uber did not catch all that much, but cleaned up the remnants of these players that were still close. Only 4 alive on the Danish side.
I think it is Reese, yeah. Yeah, again, it's just the same story. They make a bit of a distraction. The pick comes in, and that's trying to go in, but hiding Divvy picks up the flank. Toms as well actually finished off Py-bun. Still a lot of caps on going down, and a lot of players going down on the Danish side. Players rushing onto the point, all the blue players just slamming onto the point, taking the round. Not enough heavy hitting classes on the Danes to hold it, and now it's 2-0.
Pure DM. Just pure DM. They hit quite well there, Divvy, and killed the medic, killed the demo man, killed a lot of players early on, made them take damage, but the flank and pick classes came in once again onto the Russian side, cleaned up House, focused the same players, had the same coordination, had the same calls onto the same players as the third mid-fight already unravels. Sometimes we have seen some stalemates onto Sipigali wash, but we have not experienced that that much so far, at least not long. Stalemates right now though, double step from Fox coming in, shot afterwards from the Russian side onto the Danes as well, as they're getting brute forced out once again out of this mid.
Horrible position right now. They're completely stuck in this banana area. Eventually Fluho is able to just put stickies down onto the medic, completely squished in that banana. That is not where you want to see that. That is a very mushy banana right there.
It definitely is. They have reached an impasse on the side of the Danes, since they don't really know what they should do or what they should switch up here. The DM is favoring the Russians so hard. They have their coordination on point, and they've rushed over them in the quite literal meaning of words. They're only 2-0 down right here, but the momentum, if you believe in that sort of stuff, is with the Russians right now, as they once again have the 70% advantage and want to push from this river area onto the demo man and onto the scout.
Yeah, too much blue getting across not much damage, but again, Broken coming in with a snipe onto Reese. That means there's no heals and there's not enough players onto point in time. And again, very, very easy cap. Just players coming in from water and no one there to deal with it.
They might want to give our Australian caster core a quick and easy night here, since he's up for quite some time. It's already quite late. Yet again, it is already a 3-0, so 5-0 or 5-point difference it takes for this map to be decided. And if the Russians going to get to that, it's going to work out like a charm for them. DQZ really high-bombing there, doesn't find anything right now, going to land a bit anticlimactically on this point, waiting for an arrow and getting that quite so easily. Yet again, he finds a frag onto the enemy spy, but all the picks are once again going to come in from the spy there on the Russian side. Only 2 left alive.
Yeah, Reese did pick up the crit streak, but oh, what's gonna be a drop? It is a crit drop, so it doesn't really count. But you know, the crit streak not gonna do much work for you when you've only got an NG. Decided not to pop it is gonna take a drop in the logs. But, you know, as we say, it was a depressing situation. Just 2 got out of that mid for the Danish side, and now it's going to be a big, big uber advantage for Py-bun once more.
The issue that resembles is we see that it's a crit drop, you see that it's a crit drop, but nobody who is going to look on the logs post-game will know that it was only a crit drop. Yet again, there was the first drop we saw there, nothing the medic really could do right there, except, well, hopping, but doesn't really achieve anything if your engineers maybe not. Singapore right now, though, Broken going to peek in from this main area, getting eventual picked there by the enemy sniper. Best getting into his element, and we have to see they shouldn't get too depressed here. They have equal percentages because Reese is still on that crit streak.
Yeah, awkward situation, crit streak versus full uber. You know, maybe they have built it slightly quicker, so there's a small window, but I don't think they have eyes on the medic, and I think they're probably expecting the uber to crit streak does come in, but Uber is popped straight away. Lightclaw and Blue Hunt coming down, dropping the demo man is a disaster for the Russian side. But again, Vikman is just able to walk in, get a frag onto the sniper, sack the gun. But I mean, the core of the aggression of the Russian team has dissipated.
Yet again, DQZ is through the under area. He's on to last. Can someone contest him? Nobody's really close. Only an engineer who picked up the gun. He's going to get killed there from behind. DQZ still on this point. Finally able to get cleaned up. He got the medic with it. Yet again, Py-bun also dying in the backlines. Both medics were exchanged. So the Danes right now have to take a gamble. Do they want to push out? They're probably even going to get picked off here. Fridge is onto this point, going to flame and grill down Divi. Yet again, it's only Fox really on that second point, claiming the pyro frag. Nothing else though, and Potato in as well. They are feeding their players forward.
That was a big Potato play coming out. Potato just walking into a mini sentry, and you know, just a combo of buffed players alone. There was never really going to be a push out from the Danish team. But I mean, the thing we're seeing from Denmark here is they really don't have enough players watching under. They don't have players ready to contest as soon as those players have come through the water area. I mean, there is a gun looking at it now, but so far hasn't done a very good job. Again, we saw DQZ just able to walk on the point with the 1x cap, getting so much cap time on it, and he's going for it again, it looks like.
But he's going to get spotted this time around. Tops is saying, come on, DM me at Gullywash last. Even though he also claims this frag, but there is no Gullywash last onto MGE. Yet again, he still got that one. Little uber advantage even then for Py-bun. He must have built better, or basically got built this Uber with a scout or something, but they had a little 20% advantage. Is going to get rendered absolutely harmlessly since they didn't have their eyes onto that little small advantage. Still a bit post shot around this river area. Pyro is going to jump across, but they are in the lead 3-0, so they usually don't have to do anything, but they are Russians, so they want to most likely.
Yeah, it looks like they want to get something going. They're always going this riverside, just trying to get broken position, trying to get DQZ under to a bit of pressure. They have lost Fridge, though. It's a little bit of denial down if Tubbs goes for something, but he just wants to, again, take that 1v1 with DQZ, which he will win in the water. Nice and then he decides to jump in past the Russian combo and flank in from behind. Oh!
Not again! He peeks from the balcony. The medic was near the dispenser, but once again not hiding the view model enough. Second or third drop, I think even that was onto risk. They're all going to walk through here. The blue army or the Russians in blue, maybe the red would be a bit more fitting, but it doesn't really matter. All the players are going to walk onto the point. Insane amount of cap time by Fridge, getting his air blasts out, and it's a 4-0, quite a dominating game, but this is the issue. The Russians have already laid their foundation and they don't even want to stop right there.
I mean, you often say it, Domaytoe, when you cast Highlander, it comes so much down to the pick classes, and you're absolutely right this time. Like, it's all onto the Russian pick classes. Combo not doing too much, Flank doing a little bit. They're going really, really aggressive. They've gone up the right hand side onto Dr. Phil, picking up the demo man immediately on the mid fight, and you can see how in disarray Mark are not able to even walk up their side as they want. They're going to try and contest from the low ground. Medic and heavy on the low ground with so many players trying to rush through choke. They are able to pick up Toms, but I think it'd be better for the Danes just to run all the way back. They do have Wiethoofd looking around. He's going to try and go for a pick now. Divi is looking for him. He actually walks past Dr. Phil, who was not ready, but they're set up a little bit in their lobby area.
Well, they haven't kept mid. There's still Spy on mid who's going to cap it right now on the side of the Danes, and the Russians have post shot on the second point of the Danish team. You also got that only a little bit wrong. I say pick classes carry you a lot, but the combo of your own team also does something. They screw up your advantages that the pick classes are engineering for you. Anyway, we're going to have a move exchange right now on the second point. It is a bit better right now on the side of the Russians since they only had to flash later there right now, though Dr. Phil is trying to chase a pesky sniper who then afterwards completely domes him, takes his head, throws it right out of the window. The Russians with the Dominion showing up in unition.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a classic kind of when you're 0-4 down, you go for that play. It didn't really make sense from the Danish side. They are going to end up back on last. Again, relatively even Ubers, so not too much worry. Both of the flank players from Russia are going to try and go underneath. There's a little bit of scout MGE going on, which Potato will win against Lightclaw. Potato did go down to the arrow as well, and a soldier just tries to walk into the riverside area, but there's DQZ waiting for an arrow, just picks him up easily. And Blue is able to get a lot of space, just putting stickies down on the point. DQZ capping it, and Flanker just walks in and caps it. 5-0. Clean win for Russia.
Early night it seems. Sometimes you can have games that are, well, close. Sometimes you also have games where one team is flexing its muscles.
Are now moving over to Coal Plant, so it is very much a different map, and issues such as not being able to hold last, not being able to hold mid. Let's see if Denmark can do a little bit better on this map.
Once again, it will be the second map that is going to decide the fate of one of these teams, as straight out of the blocks the Danish team feels like they have to switch something up since they're on the crit streak right now and Pahan is onto Uber, so translating that bit of a desperate crit streak usage straight out of Gullywash, maybe applying it to greater uses right now onto Coal Plant, as Phil is getting so weak there. Laikla literally rushes him down there, nothing to help him out really. The flank players came in once again though, and I feel like they had equal distribution of frag classes, but the Danish side gives this point up for free right now.
Yeah, Dr. Phil saw it a couple of times in Gully, just gets in pressure. Oh no, Reese! That was a crucial reflect coming in from Silver to prevent that soldier from point blank, but they weren't ready for the spy coming in. Very, very well coordinated once more by the Russian flank players. And Reese going down, Pahan sitting pretty on 100%, and the scout.
The spy comes in. It's double drop already, I think, or at least it was close to crit streak there beforehand, but Pahan definitely having a full drop there. I saw that sizzling yet again. They popped the Uber. It only means though he has a longer respawn. They still don't even have Pluha up, so if the Danes were to get onto this point, then they would have quite the success doing that though. But Bigman once again going to stab the heavy, and the fully charged body shot from Broken is going to find the medic somewhere.
Yeah, it was just rump to rump. That's just a little bit of map knowledge, I think. Do see a big bomb coming in from Dr. Phil straight into a heavy, but Pahan has gone down. Tom's flying in at the tail end. There was nicely position combo there for the Russians, but just not enough to deny all those players flying in. Very, very well coordinated desperation sack from the Danish side, but you know, they've just got to hope that their medic can survive a little bit longer in this next fight.
I have a little tip here for Twitch that you maybe need to shut your brain out and just enjoy the 1v1s that we're taking right now. I haven't seen the most convincing combo and UA fights on this map so far, but if you only look at the 1v1s, then you definitely have something for the highlight reel. All these players are working for it right now, though. The Danes have kept this point, limited the Russians to around 1:55. They're on the clock themselves, so only one minute advantage, and still on this crit streak, so they have the crit streak advantage right now, and Dr. Phil is trying to lurk out the positions. They probably even have that card on the battlements, but right now the players are going to jump in though. The medic is going to keep his life on 18 HP.
That was clutch. Reese getting launched miles in the air. I mean, the spy was in position to come in from behind, but ended up being a leapfrog. Reese leaping over the incoming spy. Spy had no target, went for a pick on another combo player, and Reese escapes with a nice 100%. It's actually crit streak as well.
Ice skating players are wonderful to look at, but the pop is going to come in, and who are probably going to beat crits any time of the day.
Yeah, just about in time for the Russians there. They came forward with their Uber. I think they were going to go in for a trade anyway, but they came in, and obviously no trade for the Danish side. They did have the crit screen. Russians seem to actually get slightly the worst of this fight, although they do have the cap down, so it is on Denmark to get aggressive once more.
And they definitely have a helping hand there with helping bullets that are going to pull the trigger right there onto Pahan's head as he's going to fall down broken, though still peeking from this top right position right now, though getting scared out a little bit there. And once again in the appendency right there, or with the advantage rather onto the side of Riz, having that crits charge fully built up in a second. And right now they're kind of waiting for the Russians to do anything, but they're playing around broken right now with this huge sideline onto the top right. Going to find the Pyro only in the crits, is going to clean up all the players that were close. Pahan survives.
Beautiful little crits, get a lot of players wiped out. Obviously didn't get onto the pick, but Pahan has actually been disconnected from the rest of his team, and he's actually dropped from the server, which is unfortunate. They did have a little bit of an ad, but that is obviously when the pause came in. So now the Russians actually had a time disadvantage and an Uber disadvantage, and they just have to reset a little bit now. Suddenly Denmark in the ascendancy.
Suddenly the Danes have the disclosure to the Russians that we don't even need to kill your medic. The medic times out and hands them this advantage. He wasn't full 100% or close to it anyway, so it is such a huge advantage for the Danes right now. Fox getting found out there on the side flank by DQZ, having his ears straight pulled onto that spy and having the spy's number right there. They want to charge at this point. All the players are walking forward. The combo is going to walk on the point absolutely for free on the side of the Russians, getting so much cap time, not getting countered. Riz right now popping this Uber. Pahan dying as well there. They might be quite content with that fight on the side of the Danes.
Yeah, DQZ did come in over the roof right at the tail end of that, picked up Riz, so you know that does give a little bit of equality there, but obviously the cap did come in for the Russians, so a little bit better for Reese, and obviously with the crit streak as well, it's an even bigger advantage. So it's going to be a very, very large advantage by the time both these teams come up to their respective Ubers.
The Danes are waiting a bit too much for my likings there, but in the end they're going to clean up a Pluha, who kind of disconnected from his medic there, going to the main side. Pahan wanted to stay top right since he was scared of a sniper sideline. Walker going to not walk out from that step after Fox. That ferocious animal is going to clean him up right there. Once again, crit streak still used by Riz. Crit streak at advantage right there. Pluha needs to walk forward here. The entirety of the Russian team needs to walk forward. But right now the jump is going to come in once again onto the medic. I think he popped crits beforehand, but still going to get cleaned up. Everyone is dying here. They have the overtime to play with, but everyone is going to get cleaned up. Only Divi and Dr. Phil alive.
Yeah, Pahan did survive, had a heavy with him, as well. Dr. Phil trying to go for something aggressive, but Broken absolutely waiting for him. Nice body shot, so Pahan nice and safe. And now they have 100% just playing it very, very aggressive on the point. Heavy forward, demo forward, sniper forward. So it's really a chokehold now for the Russians. Nice and far forward on the point, just looking to take this Uber in as soon as the Danes can get ready.
Down to a quick fix, though Riz is onto quick fix since she or he realized that won't probably get a charge in time, so only has to play around this healing advantage that you usually play around, but nothing to be achieved. Your full complement of Russian players clawing it back after Pahan timed out there a bit, unfortunately, and the Danes getting their grip halfway through the game on this game. But it was not enough, so the first point is going to go in the favor of the Russians right now. Once again, a switch back to the crit streak by Riz.
Yeah, the crit streak is getting some work done, but they're just losing Reese a little bit too much. We are now into this mid fight. Again, Dr. Phil playing quite aggressive. Does have a pyro for a couple of this time, so a little bit less of a threat of being rushed at. We see. Oh my god, Russia just getting so aggressive, just putting and stacking all their players on the point. They do use blue half for it, so if the Danes could get healed up, they could get aggressive with this demo man pick advantage. Dr. Phil is quite weak with more. Bomb coming in from DKZ, but is picked up nicely by Divvy, and seems the damage rate is going slightly in the Danes' favour. Potato picking up Walker, who was getting a little bit too aggressive, sold out to dry a little bit by his team, and the fact that he is a big fat slow class, and as we say, the Denmark team just playing nicely around their heels, playing off that demo pick advantage and taking the mid fight.
Pahan was a bit weak there, but ultimately kept his alive. The Danish team right now into the ascendancy, but Phil wants to get aggressive with the crit streak. It gets Lightclaw down, it gets DQZ down. Double frag before the Uber gets anything silver. Sacrificing his life for this complete denial of this Uber, and they're going to get caught with their pants down. Their Pluha getting piped by Dr. Pill, serving his namesake afterwards. Potato coming in as well. Cleaned up everyone. Wonderful coordination.
Yeah, you can see. Oh no! DQZ comes in, Reese caught in absolute no man's land. Not even under the bat set, he just stuck, kind of wanting to play aggressive, but just really, really poor position there when they caught out with a nice bomb from DQZ. And you know, what had been a pretty good start for the Danish side, now suddenly Russia have the point, they have an Uber advantage. And you know, I was going to praise them, they got the better end of that post Uber, but just couldn't get quite in position in time.
That's how it happens in these Nations Cup. I can relate a bit from personal experience. Maybe the medic is always the scapegoat. The medic is the one where you see that you probably don't have coordination on, and they didn't protect the medic there, but all the DM classes went forward right there though. Broken on a 6k. Broken more like destroyed. I destroyed the enemy team, since everyone is going to get cleaned up there. Once again a shot onto Riz, peeking a bit too overzealously. Also stab coming in from Bigman, who is top scoring right now on this second round of Coal Plant.
Yeah, it's just this Danish combo, they're not quite sure exactly where they want to be. Reese and Dr. Phil just walking into slightly bad positions, and they were absolutely punished just walking into Broken sightline, getting picked up nicely, and now we see Russia with complete control of the point. Denmark trying to heal some people up in lobby. I think they're trying to wait around the crit screen. They are aware of the Uber advantage for the Russian side, but...
Ah, no, again. I was laughing on Divi sucking the spy in the mouth there with a fist of steel, but it was all a big bruise, a big distraction. Riz falling down once again to stickies there from Pluha. He is bottom scoring on his side of the team, but you mainly want to get the damage in, and he got the damage in. He also claimed the frag there right for himself.
Yeah, it's a brave play by the Russians going deep through that shutter with the Uber, just having calls on where the combo was playing. They did pick Reese up, but they lost a lot of players for it, so there is aggression now. Pluha's picked up as well, nicely by Potato, getting aggressive, so the cap hasn't quite come down yet. It will come down shortly, and Broken is going to get picked up in the tail end as well by Tobbs with a nice bomb into that ramp area. So suddenly a little bit of control for Denmark. You can see Divi actually going to play a little bit under, which does open up this roof area to potential aggression from the Russians, but they're actually just going to go to the far left side.
Someone had to shut the sniper down, but once again, Fox is going to come in. Py-bun screams in game, maybe IRL as well, as he's going to get stepped down. 90% on the crits on the side of Riz right now. They're once again having this game into their hands and a bit thwarting the mid in heaps there that was the Russian side on the right. Not really uncoordinated, but a spy going to snag through their defenses and puts a knife into their plans of even defending this point for all that much longer. Right there, the Danes looking quite so well, and Broken doesn't really get any favorable position so far. He's slow peeking this enemy team, but Fox still on the prowl. Phil is right there going to protect his medic, but the medic was already out there all into this lobby, but they're protecting their own medic. DQZ is still fighting with a pyro, but they clean everyone up. DQZ did 4 jumps there, finally gets cleaned off, but all this distraction in this lobby is going to force the eyes onto that so much that the Russians claim this point. Lose per hand though.
They did do a good job there, particularly I'd say the Pyro Silver doing an excellent job protecting the medic deep in the lobby. There was threats coming in from behind the spy and the soldier, as well as the demo man from the front. But obviously when you play the heals that far back, it was very easy for Russia just to take the cap. And Denmark have been a little bit slow. They did have a pick advantage, but suddenly we see Reese going down, Fridge going with a crazy aggressive Pyro, picking up the medic, picking up other combo classes as well. And the rest of the Russian combo is just nice and safe, played around the heels. 10 seconds left, perhaps not at Uber yet, so there is a slight window to push now, but Dr. Phil's going to have to go forward here.
Everyone has to charge forward right now, quite brave and bit timid as well. There are the Russians right now as Py-bun oversteps boundaries. They're almost potatoes onto Risto, getting her head or his check once again by Broken, finding all sorts of heads right now. Only 2 alive here. It is the engineer with his mangled sentry gun against the world. It is only mini sentry right now, but Fox is going to claw light claw from the point right there though. Absolutely uncontested. Only really Tops has to ruin his locks. It doesn't work out though. It is a 2-0 there for the Russians. It is such a close fight, it's so much closer than Gully Watch, but objectively seen, still 2-0 for the Russians.
Yeah, that was very, very close. I mean, the Danes had the better of that fight, I think, but the problem was they had to overextend. They knew Py-bun was coming up close to that Uber. If he got the Uber in time, it was curtains with it, so they had to overextend a little bit, and the Russians doing a great job protecting their medic and punishing the overextenders.
DQZ can counter jump there, both soldiers keeping their lives themselves though. Once again, Dr. Fukurinko gets sticked out there by Pluha. Fox getting this espionage pick there onto Broken. Really important to shut him early out, since he was always getting his mojo on point there a bit too continuously, really, for them to get any sort of pick right there though. Speaking of picks, Riz is consistently dying. It is such a strange and awkward fight and game for the medic.
Yeah, we see Fridge having a little bit of fun now on the Pyro class with that jump pack. Bombers coming in, they are going to be able to force out Py-bun a little bit of a spot. I guess it did go down to 60 health and there was a lot of threats coming in, so just uses the Uber nice and safely. They get so many picks, they do not get Reslow, who's back in spawn on only 30% crit squeak, so it's going to be a bit of an advantage, but still a little bit of a while before they can do anything. And we see an aggressive play here by the Russians, just putting all their players into lobby, not letting Denmark breathe for a second, picking up Reese again.
You might have thought that the Py-bun pays the price for this overextension after everyone went down there on the Russian side. They were so aggressive, it was way too overzealous there. They thought they were absolutely unsturdy and unbreakable, but the Danes showed them otherwise right there though. Top's trying to control this top against Fridge, who is jumping right there. This is Highlander in 2021. The Pyro can also counter jump the enemy soldier with his jetpack. Once again though, they have claimed this point, have this crit streak advantage. They're making some use out of that crit streak, but there were 2 or 3 sequences of plays that I think went better for the Danes if they switched to the Uber gun, since this Russian aggression, they can't really deal with it and they all go down, since crits doesn't really protect you from this coordinated jump in.
Big going to throw a pick. He does get that stab onto the sniper, and we see the rest of the Russians just flooding across the point at the same time. Fridge getting aggressive now. Reese is again nicely back in sport safely, but no players once more with the medic. So the 100% crits is up. Gonna have a small window to potentially use it, but Pahan is coming very, very close to the Uber, and the time is ticking very, very quickly down for the Russians.
There were the crits, stickies flying in. Got everyone cleaned up. Dr. Phil went so weak there. Pahan oversteps his boundaries once again, gets his head scrutinized there by Bess, finally being on top of the enemy medic once again, and they are going to claim that point, limited the Russians to around 1 minute there onto their own side. They didn't open the shutter early enough there to Dr. Phil. I think he put one crit sticky there on the inside of the shutter, but afterwards they opened it. The Pyro was not ready to reflect, straight up glued the crit sticky straight to his forehead and afterwards working off. So sometimes the crits works. I think they could mix some Uber usage into that as well, but we have to see right now they're once again having this work for them. Yet again, broken wins, the snapper versus snapper duel.
Oh, the combo is very, very separated on the Danish side right now. Russia just trying to walk across the point, get to their demo, he'll get their heavy, he'll take it out. Phil is going to come in from the flank, and Toms as well, get a lot of damage down onto Pahan. No one can quite clean the damage up, and Reese has gone down in the meantime. So the buffs dissipate now on the Danish side. Russia just again get a little bit of space off the fact that Dr. Phil did become separated and just ploughing forward.
We might have ahead our fuel for the amount of medic picks so far in this game already. At least Riz is dying consistently. Pahan not keeping his life all that much as well, but this map is sometimes a bit unforgiving for medics right there though. Pluha is going to walk forward, nothing really to protect Riz. Easy pickings with this Uber advantage push. Silver coming in a bit too late there. All the players are going to work for tops onto Pahan. As I say that, everyone is going to collect their medic frags. 3 medics for everyone. Divi still behind. Unfortunately though for the Danes, free official for the Russians. 3-0 onto Courplant as well.
Yeah, it's definitely much better that second map for Denmark. You can see they're competitive for decent portions of it, but there was a clear difference in kind of just the positioning and the team play of the Russians.
Oh, you also have the social media, you have all the icons on the screen right now. Anyway though, you have been watching the week 2 game between Russia and Denmark, and Russians showing that they might be the favorites this Nations Cup around as well. But we'll definitely have some exciting games coming up. You've been watching Critscast. I have been joined by Dave on the co-casting booth and Core all the way from Australia on the production. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Hi, old beaver! Away!